Hi guys, it's Alexis, and yes, I am filming my vlog through Snapchat because I feel like this camera complements me better. I have filmed it 3 times already, and each time I have been unhappy with how I look, so I just decided this would be better. I'm trying not to let my insecurities keep me from doing this because I have been holding this off for a very long time because of how I look. It has been highly requested of me to just go ahead and do this, but I'm human, I have insecurities, so it's taken a while. But I'm trying not to let it get me down, so here we go. This is going to be kind of short because it's more of a frequently asked questions, which I felt like what's the best way to break this icebreaker, and I decided I get a lot of frequently asked questions asked all the time, so my most frequently asked question is most likely, how long have you been reading? Which is kind of a little bit more of a complicated question if I really want to go into it. So the short answer is 8 years, but the more real answer is I started researching and being allowed to look at my mom's deck about 12ish, but I didn't start reading frequently and a lot until 15, where I purchased my own deck, which was the Hanson Robert deck, which I sadly no longer own because my son destroyed it, but that's the deck I started with on my own. So I think the second most frequently asked question is, how did I learn? How did I start? And the answer to that is my mother. My mother reads, my sister reads, well, both my sisters read, and my brother has read before, so it was kind of like a family thing, and I feel very blessed for that situation. Because if you think about it, it was a huge bonding situation for my family, and we can all talk about it and all experience. The next one is most likely, how did you start your business and why did you start your business? And it's because tarot is my passion, and I like making people happy. I want everybody to be able to experience the things I've experienced in life, which is opening up to the universe and being able to create their own happiness. I also, since I used to be a therapy student, I really like being able to help people move through their issues and be able to create a better foundation. The truth of the situation is that I was kind of shut off from it until after I got clean, not because of the drug use, but more so because I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready to experience a lot of things that I've experienced. And that kind of moves on to my next frequently asked question, which is, what was your first spiritual experience? Which I can make a story time about this if anyone's interested, but it was definitely when I met my spirit guide. That in itself really kind of deserves its own story because it's such a wild story, and it really shaped me as a spiritualist. So I was 16 and I was living with a friend when that happened, so I think that was kind of a really wild story. There's a lot to it too, so if you want it, tell me. I believe my next frequently asked question is, what's your favorite deck? Hands down, Rider-Waite, and for Oracle, hands down, Life Journeys. Soul. They're just very easy decks to use and to understand, and I feel like due to most of the questions I get from my clients, it's definitely the best for them. They are both very easy to learn for me. Rider-Waite was my first deck since that was my mother's, and Soul's Journey was my first Oracle deck ever purchased. And if you wonder which one I prefer, Oracle over Tarot, that really, really, really depends on the day, and also depends on which Oracle deck you're talking about. Also, another question often is how I mix spirituality with mental illness, and here's my opinion. If your spiritualist tells you that your mental illness is your fault, get away from them. If your spiritual tells you that you're weak for taking medication, get away from them. While no, I didn't finish my degrees in therapy, I have to say this. Leave it to a medical profession. We can debate all day whether or not, big pharma is evil, but when it comes to it, leave it to the therapist's job. I don't think all spirituals have bad input, but some of them just aren't aware enough to give you the right answers, and they will create self-blame, which is deadly. Don't feel guilty about being mentally ill, and don't let anyone make you feel guilty. It's not your fault. It's just not. And another question I often get is, how did you start your business? And this is a little bit different from the answer from before, and I started my business because, in a way, I just kind of got lucky and connected with the right people who taught me how to do it, and I have a great support system when it comes to it, and great friends. I've always been a big fan of social media and always posted my stuff, and one day someone just brought it up to me and was like, you should probably be charging for what you do. And yes, at first I felt extremely guilty about charging money, but I put a lot of work into this, and there's a lot of money I put into it, so it's only fair. I know that sounds a little snooty, but I mean, I work really long hours, and I give a lot of energy to people. I want to say thank you if you actually viewed this, and if you have any more questions, please comment below. If you have any content you want me to create for you, as in you have questions or you want to see a video based off of something, just let me know. You can email me, message me, comment below. Below I will also be linking all my social media and my website, and feel free to either message me, add me, or enjoy more of my content. If you like this or want to see more, please subscribe. I will be doing this more frequently, maybe 3 times a week if I can. So, thank you.